Hello and welcome to part 2 of this Sculpting a Miniature series. In the last part we posed and laid down some base shapes for our character. Let's continue. Sadly I lost a fraction of the footage here. The chest, torso and hips have been merged together by selecting all 3 objects and hitting Ctrl J. Then remeshing that object will make it one whole object. I've added a couple of sharp points near the handle of the bow using the snake hook and added a cylinder near the left shoulder to begin to form part of the clothes. The quiver will be derived from a cylinder and put loosely in place. Moving on to the right hand, and we want to have a nice open shape here. The palm and the fingers have been mirrored from the left side, so you will notice that when we try to sculpt we get a warning and sculpting will be a little strange. To remedy this we need to apply the scale, but then the object normals are flipped. A quick fix for this is to hit remesh again and the normals are fixed. The fingers are being linked together here, so when I make changes to one, it is reflected to the others. Setting the camera to the object's side and using the Ctrl-Shift-Drag lasso tool, we can make a mask and bend the finger at the joint. If your rotation point is a little off here, you can set the object pivot to under the cursor, like I have here. The pose brush is an alternative, but I find I have less control. Then we can use the move tool from within sculpt mode to move the unmasked part. You may notice me frequently spinning around the object. I think it helps to have a good overview of how your model looks at any time. This ensures that it's going to look nice from all angles, not just one. Building the leg armour from a cylinder and mirroring across the x-axis, we can use a variety of tools here to shape our object. Similar to the calf, we can mask out a portion and taper using the inflate mesh filter. Jumping ahead slightly, the wrist guards have been put in position. These started as a copy of the leg armour and then skewed to fit. The pinch tool from a distance can be used to reduce an object's width in certain areas quickly. It's also great for defining the edges of a shape when up close. Take care when remeshing now, as these lines will become blunt if you do not increase the resolution. The clay strips brush is perfect for steadily building the contours of a face. We will create the eyes from a sphere and add the mirror modifier to go across the x-axis of the head. Occasionally, you will see the Draw Sharp tool being used to define some lines in a clearer way. I don't know about you, but I find the face particularly tricky to get right. We will revisit this area a few times before we are happy. We can simply duplicate the eyes to make the ears, as they follow the same rules as mirroring across the head on the x-axis. Don't be tempted to get too detailed too fast. Keeping all your objects at this low resolution for as long as possible will ensure you get a great looking overall shape. If you're anything like me, occasionally during the early stages of the sculpting process, you will become overwhelmed by just how bad it looks. Don't be discouraged, push through these feelings and you will reach a better place in time. Similar to the hair, the waistcloth can be bent and twisted using the snake hook. The scrape tool can flatten out the sides and the bottom. Using Draw Sharp, we can map out some of the folds on the waistcloth. Try to stay loose and not put too much pressure into making things right first time. In my eyes, sculpting is more of a marathon. For making part of the clothes, we will duplicate the left leg and torso, combine them using Ctrl-J and remesh them together. Then we can go into sculpt mode, draw a mask on the surface, invert and inflate that area outwards. Don't worry about having objects overlapping so much, as we will boolean everything together in the final stages. That just about does it for another part of this series. I'm glad you could take the time to watch it. Don't forget to support content like this and get access to unique miniatures. You know where to go. Thanks again, and see you in part 3.